Alright, what's going on, guys? So we're just going to be doing some pan fishing here on one of my local lakes. Now this is a really good lake for some really good sized bluegill, but usually only in the springtime. And as I'm recording this, it is now late summer, I'd say. Well, maybe middle summer, late summer, something like that. So I think a lot of the bigger bluegill have probably moved offshore into some deeper water, but we'll fish the shoreline here and we'll see what kind of fish we can get. Some nice sized bluegill would be great, but just some action would be okay too. So I got a little 1/32 ounce jig head here with a Anisoptera soft plastic from Eurotackle, one of my favorites for doing this kind of fishing. So we'll throw this thing around here and we'll see what kind of fish we can get into. Alrighty, so here is the lake. Very calm out there today. There's like almost no sorts of even little ripples over on the surface. Throughout different times of year though, this lake does have all this algae close to shore. It makes it really tough to fish. So we'll try to fish some of the openings and see what we can get. Here's a little bit better look at the lure. It's an awesome little panfish killer. So let's flip this thing on out there. Let it sink a little bit, but not to the bottom, because there's always a lot of algae on the bottom. And then we'll just kind of swim it back in and twitch it a little bit. Oh, there we go. Oh. He bit. I think he was hooked for a second, but then somehow he got off, and all I got is all this algae to show for it. Got him. What? That felt like a really good take too. What happened? So I felt like those were two really solid bites, unless they just didn't bite the part where the hook is. Let's tighten the drag up a little bit as well. Got him. First fish of the day. Feels like an okay one. Of course, it's gonna be tough to get it in through all this algae, but I think we can do that. Looks like a bluegill. Let's take a look at this guy. Nice fish. All right, so it took a couple bites, but we finally got our first fish, a really nice size adult bluegill. Love the colors on the head of these guys, all that gold, pink, and purple and whatnot. But yeah, so I guess there are still some of these guys somewhat close to shore. Tough fishing out here, but let's get this thing back and let's get back to it. Let's see what else we can find. Oh, there we go. That's another nice hit. Is that a bluegill though? Nope, that is not a bluegill. Alrighty, first mine cichlid of the day. There's always a lot of these guys in this lake too, actually all over South Florida, and they fight really well, but I don't like catching them just because they're non-native. Would much rather catch the native bluegills, and I don't know. These guys are here to stay. We're not going to get rid of them. But I do wish I could fish South Florida like prior to the 1950s, prior to when all these non-natives invaded. Got him. It's probably going to be a bluegill, and a pretty good one too, I think. Let's get him on in here. How many fish have I lost today already? And that one seems like it was hooked pretty well. I've caught 2, but I think I've lost. I'm not talking about bites either, like actual fish that were hooked. Probably lost another 3 or 4 at this point. It's not a good ratio. There we go. Let's not lose this one. It's a smaller, kind of smaller. Another bluegill. Alright, so rough estimates, I probably had about 10 or 12 bites. I've probably hooked about 6, 7, maybe 8 fish. And then I've only caught 3 of them. So this is not a good ratio. Lost a couple bluegills, which I think are about the same size as this one. This one's actually hooked well, which is not surprising why I didn't lose him. There we go. But yeah, lost a bunch about the same size as that one, so not really sure what that's about. But let's fix the bait and let's keep fishing. Got him. What is this? He's in all the algae again. Little Mayan. Alright, somewhere under all this algae is a Mayan. Always got to bring in all this algae this time of year on this lake. But little juvenile Mayan, not exactly what we're going for, but I'm glad we got another one on the bank here. Got him. That one feels bigger. Oh, that's a largemouth. Let's get him in quick before he can wrap himself up in either the algae or the lily pads that are out there. All right, let's take a look at this one. Alrighty, so we're not really going after bass, but this is going to be the coolest catch of the day. Just because I don't get to catch these guys a lot, and so far the bluegill and the Mayans we've caught have not been all that exciting. So I was pretty sure this was going to be a largemouth right when he hit, because when he hit, he kind of started pulling up like he was going to jump, and the Mayans and bluegills don't really do that. So, cool catch. Let's keep going. Let's see what else we can find. Got him. Lost him. That's been happening too much today. Looks like he just bit the back. Didn't actually get the hook point in his mouth. And this thing has seen better days. It is all torn up, but I don't have any more. I only brought 2 with me, and I went through both of them. Let's make one more cast here. If we catch something, great. If not, let's wrap it up. There we go. This was actually not the very next cast. It was 2 more casts, because last cast never means last cast. But let's take a look at this thing. Alrighty, so about 2 casts after I said last cast, we got another bluegill. Adult size, nice colors on the head. Didn't really get any of the like real big adults that I can get here in the spring kind of consistently. But I am still surprised that so many of these adult bluegill are still so close to shore, given the time of year and how hot it is. But let's get this one back, and let's go ahead and let's wrap it on up for the day. guys, so that's going to do it. Number one, it was really hot out here today. So main reason I came out was because it was overcast all morning. The sun was not out. And then, of course, as soon as I get out here, the sun comes out. So didn't even put a hat on because I was expecting it to be cloudy. And it wasn't cloudy. Now it just got cloudy again a little bit. But anyway, pretty good amount of action for only being out here 40 minutes. The ratio of bites to hookups to catches was not very good. I usually like that to be 1 to 1 to 1. You get one bite, you hook up with it, and you catch it. Today that ratio is probably like 5 to 3 to 1 or something like that. Got a whole bunch of bites, hooked up with a couple of them, and then caught a couple of the ones that I hooked up with. Not great though, but we still managed, I think, 3 or 4 bluegill. I think it was 3, 2 Mayans, and a largemouth. So that's a pretty good amount of action for only being out here 40 minutes. I am surprised how many of these somewhat larger bluegills were close to shore. This time of year, it being late summer, it being really hot out, I expected them to be out deeper, but they were still close to shore for some reason. Now, we didn't get any of the like true monsters that we can get here sometimes in the spring. Those are probably deeper, but the ones we caught today were pretty solid too. And that largemouth was a really cool surprise. Again, not huge, but a pretty good one. And everything coming on the Light Power St. Croix Avid Panfish proved to be a pretty good fight here. So all things considered, not a bad day at all. So I hope you guys liked it, and I will see you guys next time.